Hi guys, this is Detroit again. This is going to be my video number 6. I'm showing you today my U.S. Army ground units collection for the Axis and Allies game. I have a variety of pieces here, basically consisting of general headquarters, miniatures, and units that I have also bought from historical board gaming, and units that have originally come in the game, Axis and Allies. Okay, let me see if I pan to my left here. The first pieces that I'm going to show you are my artillery, which come with the game. Okay, right behind them you'll see Stuart light tanks. Okay, which are general headquarters pieces. Okay, I've introduced some weathering to them to show that they've been deployed in the field and have been in action. Okay, to the left, I'll show you some of my Mack trucks. Okay, these are also GHQ pieces, which are probably the best pieces that I have found that lend themselves to painting. They're so detailed that the details when you paint them actually just come right out. A lot of fun, very detailed. Okay. Right on top are my U.S. half-tracks personnel carriers. These, I have to admit, I have not yet finished painting. I started, but I have yet to introduce some weathering and also some detail. Also, as you notice, actually in this whole collection, I have not placed any decals simply because I don't have any. I haven't yet ordered them, and quite simply, I haven't had the time to attach them to the units. Okay. Let me focus out a little bit. Over here you have U.S. M1 Sherman tanks. Also, I've introduced some weathering to them to make them look like if they've been out in the field. All right. Right behind them you have also Sherman tanks. These by the way are GHQ units. The ones in the back with the different camo color scheme, these came originally with the Axis and Allies game, which I've painted also as well. I've also introduced some weathering to them. Let me see if I can focus in on them a little bit better so you can see the detail. Okay. You could definitely see the differences of detail between the pieces that come with the game and those that were introduced by GHQ. Great difference. All right. Over here to my right, we have Hellcat tank destroyers. If I recall correctly, each squad of Sherman tanks had at least one Hellcat tank destroyer attached to each unit. The idea was that basically they were excellent tank destroyers. So the idea was that they will come out, ambush the enemy, or the German tanks, and then they would withdraw and hide. They would have to do this because they were so flimsily built. The armor was just not up to the task of taking enemy incoming fire. All right, and here we have, by the way, these were made, the particular units here are from historical board gaming, all these. Okay, here we have anti-aircraft units that also have come with the original game. All right, let's see, we go for a little bit further up now. Okay, and up here we have self-propelled artillery units. Okay, I've introduced two color schemes. This is the Priest, the self-propelled Priest artillery unit. Okay, let me see if I could just move them around a little bit, show you some of the detail that I've introduced. I am somewhat split as far as my units, as whether if I should detail them. What I mean by that is I kind of like the look of newly made units. These particular units I have not weathered at all, so they look kind of very crisp and very clean, which is nice. It's a nice look, but sometimes it's it's not realistic when you think about it. These units will be deployed in the field. They would get dirty. They will run through the mud, ice, rain, all kinds of weather conditions that will tend to get beat down and dirty. I would figure this is how a newly manufactured unit would look like when you haven't introduced any detailing or weathering to them. Okay, if you look at the one in the back, you have this Sherman here, Firefly, also made by GHQ. I've introduced weathering, so they don't look as sharp or as clean. Okay. By the way, the difference between a Sherman Firefly is the barrel when compared to a regular or normal Sherman tank. The regular Sherman tank has a short barrel. What happened was that during the early days of the war, the British received a large number of U.S. Sherman tanks that were lend-leased to them. The British found that the Sherman tank was not only poorly armored, but the gun, the barrel, was actually not up to the task of taking on the more powerful German tanks like the Panther, the Tiger tank, and the King Tigers. So what the British did was that they introduced a longer barreled gun to the Sherman, and then they called it the Firefly, which of course the U.S. Army also started doing to their tanks, and they started calling it the Firefly. But you could definitely see the difference. The Firefly, even though it still lacked armor, it definitely had the gun that was a gun that was powerful enough to take on the German tanks. Okay, so that's the difference between a regular Sherman tank and the Sherman Firefly. All right, let me see if I go up further. All right, here we have a U.S. Sherman, not a Sherman, I'm sorry, a Pershing tank. Let me see if I focus in on it. All right. Okay, here we go. Okay, the Sherman, yes, the Pershing tank was the American Army's attempt at meeting German armor on equal terms. Unfortunately for the U.S. Army, the Pershing tank arrived late to the war. It did see action late 1944, 1945, but there were just insufficient numbers of them. However, they did see action, and they did make a difference at the end of the war. It would have been nice, though, for the Americans to have seen them earlier in the field. I'm sure they would have made it an even bigger difference. Okay, and of course, this is, again, the Pershing tank, heavy tank. All right, and over here we have my attempt at painting infantry. I'm not as adept at it, but here I have U.S. Army Infantry. Okay. Yeah, I have to admit that I have to work on it, working on my skills, but I'll get better as I paint them. Okay. Now let me, I don't know if I missed anything here. I don't think so. I think I got everything. All right, so let me just take one last look for you guys to see what I have. I really do like the way this winter camo color scheme for the self-propelled priest artillery unit. I like that look. It's with the black and off-white or yeah, I guess off-white with the detailing on the side. It's a look that is really nice. I like it. Okay, there's also a self-propelled priest, but just a different color scheme. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit. Alright guys, this is it from video number 6. I believe that my next video I'll start showing you, actually this is it for the American collection. I believe that video number 7 I'll start showing you my Japanese collection. I believe I'll probably start out with the Japanese Imperial Navy. Okay, so again, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please post them. I look forward to your commentaries. Thank you.